What is up, guys? This is Pinzo back with another video today, and it has been a while. It's been a couple weeks since I uploaded last, and the reason for that is that I did not like the 12.1 patch. I didn't think it changed any of the things that were actually wrong with the game, so I stopped playing. It wasn't very fun, and I'm not going to force myself to make content on a game that I wasn't enjoying. So, today we're going over the 12.2 patch notes, hopefully seeing if any of this changes what I think about the game currently, or if any of these changes are actually going to be impactful. We are about to find out. As always, if you do go on to enjoy the content, please do leave it a like and a subscribe. I will be bringing you more Fault, Predecessor, and Overprime content to come in the coming weeks. Moving into it, let's see. We've got some new visual effects for minions and some new sound effects for all of the activated items. For all the items with actual actives, that you have new sound effects. Curious to see what these are going to sound like. I'm not sure. Hopefully they're good. Bug fixes. Let's see. Yeah, I found this one. Animations sometimes just decided not to go off when you're using instant cast. Heroes moving while backing was a funny one. You couldn't move very far, but you could, if you just tapped one key, you could move, which was kind of funny. Item names to be changed. Interesting. Let's see. Targeting adjuster not showing up. Beast Hunter would only give you one stack, killing multiple creeps. Shows proper damage. Kallari can auto run. Yes, this is a bug that I have been talking about since Kallari came out day one, because the only way you can look at the item shop while you're moving is if you're auto running, and you can't auto run on Kallari. It runs in place. So now you can do that, which was that I was super mad about that because it was really annoying. Sevarog. Siphon gets its cooldown corrected. Ventilate used to deal damage to towers. Interesting. On this note, Kallari's stealth deals damage to towers, so maybe that's something they're looking at, unless that one's intended. But I don't know why Kallari's stealth dot damage would deal damage to towers and not ventilate. Balance, here we go. Projectile speed on range minions reduced by like half. That's pretty good. I don't know what that's going to do for the game, but cool. Goblin glue. Added physical power scaling. Interesting. I don't think that really changes the item. The item's really good for the active. This is a bonus on top of that. Ooh, Gravedigger's crossbow. Let's see. More power, less attack speed. Favor scales attack speed now. Removed lifesteal. Yes, thank you. And Voracious Steel replaced with Carbine. So the thing about crossbow, right? This used to have 10% lifesteal on it. If they can change these stats around, like these stats changing is just kind of shifting the item away from some power, lots of attack speed, to more power, a little less attack speed. What this means is when this doesn't get in, this item is 3,300 gold. This item did not get a price reduction, which means that when this item had lifesteal, it was 3,300. Removing the lifesteal should reduce the cost. It didn't, which means this item without lifesteal is worth 3,300 gold, which means previous patch, this item with lifesteal was worth way more than 3,300 gold, which is what I have been trying to tell you guys for a really long time, is that this item has way too many stats on it at the gold price that it's at. Removing the lifesteal is a really good fix for this. The power and attack speed makes this an actual carry item now. Now they're actually just going to have to build Voracious, or whatever the blade is, D-blade first, rather than crossbow. It's not going to really change how you play carry, but this is a good change to this item. And then components getting nerfed. No, getting buffed. Price reduction for 5 attack speed. That's a buff. That's a nice buff for that. Cooldown reduced late game mostly based on level. Yeah. And then ward duration. Oh, duration reduced early game. So late game wards will be better. I think you should be able to have 2 wards on the map. I don't know why you can only have 1 ward on the map. I get that the map's kind of small, but I don't think that you should limit players on how much vision they can actually control. Having 1 ward is kind of a pain, but this is a good change to help that. T armor, stat cooldown reduced, but the health gets reduced. Oh, but you get a regen. This will be better in solo lane. The health getting reduced will might make it a little worse in like mid lane, but overall this is still a pretty solid item. Hunter gets reverted back to 20%. Yeah, 25 is a lot to put on an aspect like that, especially like an early game one. 20% is probably where it should be. Gadgets. Personnel mine gets a scaling increase. Doesn't matter a whole lot. Disruptor drone. Yeah, they kind of killed this ability in the last patch. Bringing that back up just a little bit is going to help her keep up more. These are fine. I don't think that they change her to be OP anymore. I think that these are good changes for her. She needed a little bit more. 7.5 is really low for an ability that ticks like that. 10 is going to at least be kind of useful. Grimmix, let's see. Energy per basic increased quite a bit late game from 20 to 33. That's going to be a huge hit late game. On hit damage reduced, and also interesting. Pretty big hit late game. And then your passive detonation. And that's not that bad because this scales with energy power, so you won't notice that one too much. But these two are both pretty big nerfs for Grim. You won't be able to sit in red stance very long at all, and blue stance is only really useful for farming early. But yeah, your attack speed stance, you won't be able to sit in it very long. Rux, let's see. Seismic pull, start range increased, okay. Angle, so you kind of just start your charge a little faster. Max range reduced by not a lot, but still reduced. Max range channel time increase. Oh, this is a nerf. This is going to be slightly better if you tap it, but it's going to be worse if you hold it at all. Having to charge this for 1 second, given that it used to have to charge for 1 second, but this is the point 8 was really nice. Even with the range reduction, I'm surprised that they bring up the channel time. Overall, a nerf for this if you're trying to use it to engage. If you're just using it to follow your CC chain, still a good ability. Chain pull, range reduced, thank you. Was way too far. Travel speed reduced and hitbox reduced. So you're going to actually have to aim this at people, and you're going to have to predict where they're going. This ability before was basically instant, had a giant hitbox and went halfway down the lane. Now you're going to have to actually be kind of good at Richter to hit pulls. This is a good change. Sparrow. Attack speed duration increased. Okay, so now this scales with level. I thought 3 seconds late game was a little short, especially if you're trying to shred an objective with it. 3 seconds was a pretty short window to do it. You kind of had to time it just really well. 5 seconds late game is actually going to make this an impactful, a more impactful ability, something to rival, Twin Blast's right click and stuff like that. And then inner fire, side projectile angle reduced. Okay, this is what they needed to do. The change to Sparrow's E is good. This is what they needed to do. Now you can actually ult people in a fight. When it was 15 degrees, you're never hitting people with the side arrows if you're aiming at the people that you're fighting. So this is a good change to bring her ult in line with the other carry ults in the game. And Twin Blast. Grenades, base damage reduced by 10, but scaling increased, so it doesn't matter. This is fine. Rocket Dash reduced at max rank, but mana costs changed to scale down. I don't know why you're changing mana costs on a carry. I think that this is enough of a nerf to this ability. I don't think you need to rebuff it by making it cost 15 mana. I get that late game when you ult, you can roll a bunch, like you can use your dash a lot of times, but at 55 mana, if you're using your whole kit as Twin Blast late game, it costs you like 500 mana to do so, and you have 500 mana. I don't think that this necessarily needed a cost reduction. Maybe it costs less while you're ulting, and they can do it that way. This is just going to make it so that he always has mana for his dash late game, which is going to be super annoying if you're playing anyone that's not Twin Blast. Rapid Fire. Damage per passive stack reduced by quite a bit late game. 1.5 late game, which is like 15 damage at max stacks. Overall, this ability, you're only ever hitting like 3 or 4 autos and then using it unless you're using it a second time in a fight. So I don't think this is really going to change too much what he does. I mean, he's a pretty strong carry. You're just clicking this whenever it's off cooldown. So I don't think you'll notice this too much. And then Ventilate gets a cooldown increase by 10 seconds. So this change won't matter a whole lot. You're just going to be able to ult less. Overall, his ult is just used either to trade or shred objectives. So this doesn't really matter. And then Overdrive passive movement speed per stack reduced early game. Same late game, but reduced early game. So now you won't be quite as fast at like level 8 when you get your level 2 passive online. You're not going to be really fast. You used to be able to just you could buy boots like third item because you had so much move speed from your passive. Now you won't be able to do that, but overall, I don't think that any of these changes change Twin Blast a whole lot. But that's the end of the patch notes, I think. Yep, that's the end. So overall, does this patch change what I think is wrong with the game? No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. None. This is the only change in this patch that I would say is like an all around good change. Is this crossbow change? Other than that, nothing in here is really mind blowing to me. They didn't do anything with the hero movement. They didn't do anything to Boris. There's still some characters that need some love and they're not getting it. But I don't know. We'll see what the next patch brings. I'll definitely jump on and try a couple games. If it's not good, then I might be making another, what's wrong with Fault, more in-depth issues with Fault. We'll see. But that's all I've got for you guys today. So, as always, if you did enjoy, please do leave it a like and a subscribe. It's just a button for you guys, but it helps me out a lot. Lets me know that you guys are enjoying the kind of content that I'm making. As always, guys, thank you guys for watching. I've been Pinzo. This video's donezo. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.